Hey everyone, so here is our first video, and it is the first thing on our section number 2 of our business activity tracker, Connect, Invite, Follow Up. So the first thing we're going to do is initiate connections and add followers. The time on this is 20 minutes. And so what we're doing here is growing our network, growing the eyes that are on our posts. So when you are a brand new coach, you're going to initiate connections with your warm market, people you already know. And so look at your friends list on Facebook, or if you're on Instagram, who is following you, and you're going to reach out to people that you know and just start connecting with them. But you also want to, at that point, we also want to continue to build our network, because we will eventually run out of our warm market. So we want to have new, fresh eyes always coming to our page and our posts, and people that we can continue to connect with and invite in the future. So if you're on Facebook, what I want you to do, and I'm going to be working from my phone, is I want you to go to your Facebook page, to your personal page, and if you click on your friends list, and then just choose a friend, somebody that you know, that you can click on, and you can look at their friends and see what mutual friends you have that you might not already be, friends on Facebook with. So I'm going to pick someone I know, and they make sure they are not coaches already, and then go to their friends list. And then just look down their friends list, and if you've got mutual friends with them, then just click the add friend, okay? I'm going to put the timer on so that we are working in 20 minutes. Here's the timer. So let's do this for 10 minutes. Actually, let's do it for 5 minutes. And when you're doing this, okay, so the timer's going, so go ahead, go to your friends list or your Facebook, go to the friends, find a friend and click on their friends, and then you're just gonna look quickly down their friends list and look at their profile picture. If it's somebody who looks like they might be somebody you would want to get to know better, make sure, I always choose people who have a picture of themselves, not a random photo or photos of their pets, right? I want somebody who's gonna be, looks like somebody who I would want to build a friendship with. And then just click the add friend. Look for them with mutual friends. The more the better, but at least a couple is good. And then just click the add friend. So we're not going in and doing an in-depth dive on who they are. When they accept your friend request, that's when we're going to go and look deeper into the person and then start the conversation with them. So right now it is adding to your network. So it is just sending out friend requests. So we're going to do this on Facebook. I'm going to do another 5 minutes on Instagram to show you how to do that as well. So here we go. So there will be some awkward silence here, but that's because we're working. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. I will periodically check our training for that. And on Facebook, you don't really want to friend request more than 20 in a short period of time. Facebook kind of frowns on that. I don't friend request guys. I do all women. I've done probably about 12. Let's do a couple more minutes here. Okay. I think that I better stop, otherwise I might go over the number of people you can friend request in an hour. Okay, so that is out on Facebook. And there's still a minute left, but I'm going to stop that and we'll move on to Instagram. So if you're not into Instagram yet, you might consider creating a profile out there. And if you don't have one and you're working through this, just continue to do this on Facebook. If you didn't get, a good 15, 20 friend requests sent out there. So, and then we will also go and look at people who did connect with us, who did accept our friend request. That will be one of the next steps we do in this 20 minutes of connection. And so right now we're just focusing on adding to our network. So I'm in Instagram now, and I'm going to actually go to my page, to my feed, and I'm going to click on my followers, and I'm going to look for somebody that I know or that I've been talking with recently that I really like, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to click on their profile page and look at their followers or who they're following, and see if we can connect and with some of them. So let me see. Let me pick somebody here and make sure they're not a coach. Picking someone. I'm trying to pick somebody that. Okay, here we go. So I will look at their followers, and I'm just going to go down, and I'll start clicking. If I'll look at the profile and see again, look if there's a big, bright sunny face, somebody that looks like somebody I'd want to connect with and get friends with, become friends with, because we want to work with the people we want to work with, right? We're not just friend requesting everybody out there. We want to really look at people that we would sincerely want to connect with. So then I'm clicking on that profile, and if they're a private page, sometimes I will just follow. I'll hit the follow and see if they follow me back. Then we can create a connection. Like there's this one gal, and you see she's got a nice, bright, sunny face. And she's a friend of a friend on Instagram. So I'm going to request her. I'm going to follow her and see if she follows back, and then we can initiate connection. And it's really to generate, like people will then, so we'll look at the next one here. I'll go to this person who has a public page, and I can look at some of her posts and like a couple, comment on one or two, and then maybe follow. You don't always have to follow, but that sends a notification to that person that you have come and showed some interest in their posts and on their page. If you've done some comments, it kind of starts that connection. And then they will come to your page a lot of times. And then sometimes there's that, they will end up following you. So you're building your followers and creating connections at the same time. I'm going to do another 5-minute start there and go back and do some of those. And again, we're just looking at profile on the Instagram, same. We're looking at profile pics. Sometimes the location is going to make a difference if they're living in a different country that we don't provide service to, then you may not, you may just not connect with them. That's okay. Are you with me? Are you still doing it? We're doing it. This is what we do. It's just takes a little bit of time to go through. But you can do this in your pockets of time. And it's just being consistent. And working from your phone, I do like to work on my computer, but working from your phone does help you get into the habit of doing that and kind of operating around in there so that when you are on the go, when you're traveling or just on the go or waiting to, pick up your kid or at a doctor appointment, and you have a few minutes that you can get some of this done, it really does help to work on your phone sometimes. So that's why I do it occasionally, like at home when I can actually be doing this. Well, on Instagram, it's pretty much on your phone, unless you have a special app, which you typically have to pay for, so I don't. 20 seconds. We are done with this part. One more. Okay, so that is done. So we've done adding followers. Now we're going to initiate some connections. So I want you to go back to your Facebook, or if you've already been there, and then go again to your personal page, go to your friends, and then go back. Okay, go to your friends, and then you'll see this here says recent. So click on the recent, and that will be all your new friends that have accepted your friend request, and we're going to initiate connections with them. So I like to go to the bottom because it's usually people that accepted, goes from older to newer, and make sure that I have reached out to the ones at the bottom, and start with the ones that I haven't reached out to yet. And then how do you know? You go to their page and you go to your messages and you see, yeah. So I send her a message, and I just say something like, on this one, "Hi Amy, thanks for accepting my friend request. We have so many amazing mutual friends and similar lives. Why don't we know each other better?" With a, smiley face. So it's just a way to reach out and thank them, and just get that conversation going. And it's always good to end with a question. So, and then you can take that message and you can copy, and then you're just going to go down your newly recent friends, And this is where, when you look at the ones that accepted your friend request, you can look at their page, look at their profile pic, look at who they are, their intro, look at some of their first, their most recent posts to kind of see what kind of person they are. And it may be at that point where like, oh, this person is really not my person. And it's okay to like unfriend them. It really is. Because especially if they're negative, you don't want them entering into your world, right? So we're going to look at that. We're going to look more deep at the people who have accepted our request or who are following us on Instagram. And I'll show you that when we go back to that. So I'm going to set a 5-minute timer here. So we were 5 minutes on each of these. Adding followers on Facebook, adding friends on Facebook, sending friend requests, adding followers on Instagram. Now we're going to do connections, 5 minutes of connections on each platform. So this is a way to get you to work on both platforms. If you're just doing Facebook, then spend 10 minutes on each of those. 10 minutes adding followers, 10 minutes initiating connections. And then if you, what was I going to say? If you want to spend more time on it, you can. And when I think of what I was going to say, I will. But let's go back to Facebook and do the initiate connections with the people who accepted our request. So, and then there's like this one person, she's Plexus, which is a competitor for us. So I will probably just unfollow her. Unfriend. Because I just can't. I mean, I don't want to take time building a relationship with her when she really probably accepted my friend request so that she could try to get me onto Plexus. And we need to direct our energy at people who really we can help, right? And I don't think that that would be her. So release with love. And you're going to find that, especially out on Facebook. I see more, I think. And sometimes you just won't know if they do curiosity marketing like we do, that you just won't know that there are, have some other brand, other business until you get into a deeper conversation with them. So, and that's okay. If you're copy and pasting, make sure you change the name. If you're like hi or hey, I don't do hi girl or hey girl. I always put their name in there. So we want to make sure it's the first thing I changed to make sure I've changed it. And send. And people, if you get notifications coming in, just ignore those. That's something we do later in our action hour as far as responding back to messages and following up with people. Right now, you just want to stay focused on the activity that you're focused on right now, and that is initiating connections. So, because it can be easy to get distracted. If you don't have a lot of mutual friends, like some of the times I say we have so many amazing friends, but sometimes I would have to change it because it's only a handful. We have some amazing mutual friends. See, that's quick. Okay, finish this up. Okay. Okay. Okay, so moving on. So in Instagram, and if you don't have Instagram yet, just continue doing your initiating connections. The other thing with Facebook to initiate connections is to go, so go to your page where you probably are at, go to the three little lines at the bottom over here, and to events. And then under calendar, that's going to show you who has birthdays today. And so that's a great way to connect with people too. So let's do that real quick. I have two. One who has been interested in joining, but just can't seem to do that final connection. So I'm going to go out and wish her a happy birthday. And I do it on I send an actual message instead of putting it on their timeline. Because if you've got a few, you might be copy and pasting the same message, which is okay. Don't feel bad about doing that. We're trying to be efficient here in connecting with people, and it's genuine. We do want to wish them a happy birthday. So it's just always best to do a private message. So let's just say, hey, what is that? Happy birthday, Deanna. So happy birthday, Deanna. I hope your day is as amazing as you are. Do you have special plans? Again, ending with a question. Copy this, send it, and then go. I only had 2 birthdays, so go back to this person who I don't know as well. And when I don't know them as well, I like to have just a quick look. I don't want to be the person that sends a message when somebody, just lost someone, like there's been a death in the family or there have been received some bad news, if that's the case, I want to be able to say something about that. So I do a quick look. And this person I don't know as well, but I know she's very artsy and adventurous. So I'm going to say, happy birthday, Melissa. I hope your day is as adventurous as you are. Do you have special plans? Good enough. Okay, it's just a connection. And I've had where I've done that, and I've had somebody reach out and like, oh, I've been meaning to get the 3-day refresh from you. And it was all because I had wished her a happy birthday. It was kind of like triggers in that mind. You know, we get so busy, we forget, like I wanted to reach out to her to get this, or I've been meaning to message her back and I haven't. And when you just kind of touch them again, get back in the front of their their view and their focus, it's a great reminder. And that's why we do initiate connections. We can build that relationship. We stay in the forefront of their mind. Okay, so that is that for the first one, initiate connections and add followers. So we went and friend requested, we went and did the comment, question, like, follow on Instagram. Which is part of that is when you're doing that, you're adding followers and connecting at the same time when you're out on Instagram. So you can do that for longer if that's your jam, Instagram. And then we went to Facebook to friend request people, and then also reached out to the people that accepted our friend request. Later on our hour, we will go to posts to look at who's liked and commented on it. So we will engage with people that way as well. That'll be a little more connection and potentially some invites. So that is your first 20 minutes. So if you need to do this in pocket time, come back to the recording to do that first section of your business activity tracker to achieve success. If you have any questions, comment below. Again, I will come back and we will end this recording and go on to the next.